excites me. That doesn't scare me. That excites me. Because in my world, I'm going to beat him.
Countdown. Obviously, we had some changes in the fight the last couple of days, but Ian is getting ready.
It's obviously really cool to see that there's, people flying around the world to sit down and talk to me and film me. And that kid that dreamt of being one of the greatest MMA fighters in the world is new opponent, new date, everything flipped on its head. That to me is exciting. I just love to fight. And this is an opportunity to go out there to prove that I am better than everyone believes and knows I am.
Good. See, hands. Touch. That's it. Touch. There you go. Good. There you go.
Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado. Garry, what do you make of that matchup?
That's a great fight. Look, it's a great fight. Ian Garry for a long time has been saying that, he is the future. Obviously, it's his nickname. Like, he sees himself as being there with the belt. He's visualized it, but now he's got Makhachev in the division. And Makhachev's got the kryptonite for every single person in the division. No matter where the fight goes, he's got the skills to challenge you and to cause you issues.
But he has a win over Carlos just over a year ago. It had to be him. He's had higher profile wins over bigger names.
I feel good about it. He's a well-known guy. He's very highly skilled, and I look forward to the challenge, So, Ian Garry, excuse me, if that's who they pick and that's who Islam wants, no problem. Bring him on the...
Ian Machado Garry has reached the final phase of his training camp. Preparing for his massive UFC 330 showdown against Islam Makhachev, he is getting ready for the toughest test of his career. The Irish contender is sharpening every weapon and perfecting...
to prove that I am better than everyone believes and knows I am. This guy's got a 100% finish rate. I've got a 100% win rate. When I step into the octagon, all I do is win.
Chael Sonnen believes Ian Machado Garry has a real chance of defeating Islam Makhachev. While avoiding an official prediction, Chael Sonnen called Garry a dangerous and challenging opponent. He points to Garry's performance against Shavkat Rakhmonov as proof, rejecting claims that Garry cannot wrestle or survive on the mat. According to Sonnen, Garry has already shown he can deal with elite grapplers, making this upcoming title fight far more competitive than many fans expect and far less predictable than...
Ian beat Islam. Now, I'm not predicting for you that he's going to. We'll get to that as this fight gets closer, but I'm sharing for you he can. And Ian Garry is a pain in the ass. And this whole thing that he can't wrestle, go ask Rakhmonov.
Chael Sonnen suggests that Ian Machado Garry should start a mental war with Islam Makhachev long before the actual fight begins. Sonnen advises Garry to push his buttons, heat up the rivalry, and make their face-offs even more intense. By using psychological tactics and creating tension, Chael Sonnen believes Makhachev could be drawn into reacting, adding even more drama, hype, and chaos to one of the year's most anticipated battles.
But I don't want that to be what Garry's talking about. I want it to be fun starting now. I want him to go after it. I want him to get in his head. I want him to rattle him. I want Islam at the face-off to look away. Now, whether Islam does any of those things, right, it would just force Islam to...
Joe Rogan shared his thoughts on the massive showdown between Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Garry, describing it as a thrilling stylistic battle. Rogan highlighted Garry's size, striking skills, and confidence, while stressing that Makhachev's world-class wrestling, constant pressure, and championship experience make him among the hardest challenges in MMA. According to Rogan, Garry possesses the tools to keep the fight competitive, but overcoming Makhachev's grappling remains the biggest challenge and ultimate test for the young Irish contender inside.
Able to get away from him. Very good standing up now. And he gets a hold of you. You're a Phil. He has a different kind of wrestling. His submissions are fucking insane, too. He's just got a vice grip, man.
I know.
Because when I would stand next to him in the octagon when he was the 55-pound champion, I'd be like, how?
Yeah.
How do you weigh 55? That doesn't even make any sense. You're 190 pounds right now.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. If I put you on a scale, you weigh 190. If Ian Garry can get off sharp...
Islam Makhachev opened up about how the world has transformed, pointing out that today's younger generation is growing up in a completely different environment. Islam Makhachev explained that smartphones and social media have completely reshaped childhood, replacing many experiences from the past that he personally knew. While admitting cultural differences still remain across the globe, Makhachev believes technology has closed the distance, connecting people more than ever and bringing worldwide lifestyles and influences closer together.
Телефоны, это все, ну, не знаю, почему так, даже вот так резко это все поменялось. Но мы росли по-другому, и, например, знаешь, как, если мы там говорили вот года 3-4 назад, как мы росли в Америке, для них это было чем-то таким нереальным. Но сейчас мы как-то стали ближе, что ли, к Западу, вот как там в школах. Примерно, ну, не скажу, конечно, это большая разница.
Sean O'Malley believes Ian Machado Garry is a legitimate danger to Islam Makhachev. He praised Gary's size, reach, movement, and confidence, while noting that even Khabib Nurmagomedov has reportedly described Garry as a difficult matchup. Sean O'Malley says Gary's ability to avoid easy takedowns and constantly stay mobile could make this one of the hardest challenges of Islam's career, calling the Dagestan versus Ireland clash an epic showdown that fans won't.
Long, and he's so confident. And then Khabib came out and said, "Hey, Ian's a hard matchup for us. He's long, he moves well, he moves a lot. He's not going to go in there and get single-legged, easy dumped. He's going to scoot back, he's going to throw, and it's going to be a difficult fight." I'm actually Russia or Dagestan versus Ireland. This is an epic fucking fight, dude.
I think it's a huge fight too, and it just we got to enjoy it because I swear Islam probably got 2 fights left.
Yep,
2 fights, maybe even 1. He's 35.
Ian Machado Garry has openly acknowledged that Islam Makhachev represents one of the biggest challenges in all of mixed martial arts. While staying confident in his own abilities, Garry admitted the champion's elite wrestling, non-stop pressure, and complete skill set make him an extremely dangerous opponent. He understands that defeating Islam will demand the greatest performance of his career, but remains focused on proving he belongs among the elite and is prepared to challenge one of MMA's most dominant champions.
Islam Makhachev is. I know how talented he is. He's 29-1 in the sport. He's a 2-weight division champion. He's the most successful lightweight champion of all time and had the most lightweight defenses of all time. He is the current welterweight champion of the world. He came up a division and won the title. He is tied for the longest consecutive active wins.
MMA Guru has questioned several of Ian Machado Garry's recent statements, suggesting that his comments are often crafted more to create hype than reveal the full reality. However, despite the criticism, the analyst admitted Garry has been incredibly successful at generating massive attention around his fights. Through fearless interviews, intense training clips, and
because Morales hasn't been anyone in the sport. He said he'd rather fight Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has won 2 fights in the last 10 he's had. He said he'd rather fight Pratchett, a man who I beat. He'd rather fight anybody except me.
Now, facts, okay? That is true. Makhachev did want different opponents. He did. However, I know you told your cameraman, I can't prove it! I literally can't prove it! I know this.
Tim Welch said fans should value watching Islam Makhachev while he is still active, suggesting the champion might only have 1 or 2 fights remaining before walking away from the sport. He explained that many people already view Islam as one of MMA's greatest fighters, and believes every future title defense could represent another page in the closing chapter of a legendary.
So we got to enjoy these last fights. Some people you could call Islam the greatest out there, and he's probably got 1-2 more fights.
Dan Hardy described Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Garry as a fantastic matchup, noting that Garry has always believed he was destined to become a champion. However, Hardy emphasized that Makhachev brings a rare challenge with world-class abilities in every area where the fight could unfold. In his opinion, Islam possesses the tools to create problems for anyone in the division, making this the biggest and most difficult test of Garry's career so far.
Machado Garry, what do you make of that matchup?
That's a great fight. Look, it's a great fight. Ian Garry for a long time has been saying that, he is the future. Obviously, it's his nickname. Like, he sees himself as being there with the belt. He's visualized it, but now he's got Makhachev in the division. And I mean, Makhachev's got the kryptonite for every single person in the division. No matter where the fight goes, he's got the skills to challenge you and to cause you.
Dan Hardy has highlighted that Ian Machado Garry has made major improvements in his ground game after intense jiu-jitsu training in Brazil. However, Hardy questions whether anyone outside of Dagestan can truly prepare for the brutal wrestling pressure that Islam Makhachev brings into every fight. Hardy explained that the legendary training environment built under Khabib Nurmagomedov is almost impossible to recreate, making Islam's grappling ability one of the most dangerous and overwhelming challenges in the entire world of MMA.
And in time in Brazil, been working on his jiu-jitsu, he's going to be far more confident in his ground game. But at the same time, like, I don't know if you can be able to replicate what Islam Makhachev can do to you. I think you would have to be in the wrestling room in Dagestan to really feel that kind of pressure. And what you got to remember is, like, that room right now, we keep signing a bunch of guys from Khabib's team. They're all like...
Colby Covington has given his take on the highly anticipated clash between Ian Machado Garry and Islam Makhachev. Covington called the matchup incredibly intriguing, highlighting Garry's confidence in his striking and stand-up abilities. However, he stressed that going against Makhachev creates a completely different kind of challenge. Covington explained that Islam's elite wrestling, non-stop pressure, and championship experience make him one of the toughest fighters in MMA, and believes Garry will need a near-perfect performance to pull off the shocking.
Corner of the room and watches his wife get dogged out by the nutritionist.
Do you think Ian Garry's got a shot here to win the belt?
Yeah, definitely. He has a shot. He's a long, lanky fighter. Islam's getting a little older. Who knows Islam's motivation anymore? He wanted that big money matchup with Ilya, and now that matchup is gone. He's going to be a lot smaller than Ian, so definitely Ian can win. He has paths to...
Michael Bisping believes Ian Machado Garry represents a serious threat to Islam Makhachev. While he still expects Islam to push forward with his signature pressure and relentless style, Bisping emphasized that the champion is facing a genuine challenge this time. In his opinion, this is anything but a simple title defense and could easily become one of the most memorable and exciting fights on the entire UFC 330.
Philadelphia, they've got a real fight on the hands. And by the way, the fight card is shaping up really nicely as well. There's a couple of rumored bouts that I saw online. I don't know if these are actually happening, but if they are, it's going to be ridiculous.
Merab Dvalishvili believes Ian Machado Garry has a legitimate opportunity to shock the world and defeat Islam Makhachev if he follows the perfect strategy. He praised Garry's movement, striking ability, and confidence, explaining that these strengths could create serious problems for the champion. However, Merab also warned that handling Makhachev's world-class wrestling, relentless pressure, and championship experience is among the hardest challenges in the UFC, meaning Garry will need a flawless performance to secure the victory. Have you heard the latest news about Islam facing Garry?
Fighting Garry? No. Who do you think would win that one?
I mean, Islam is champion and he has a lot of experience. But I think young Garry has a chance.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think so. Young Garry has to stop his takedowns, and striking young Garry is very smart, calculated.
Islam Makhachev's head coach Javier Mendez welcomed the possibility of a showdown with Ian Machado Garry. He praised Garry as a recognized and highly talented challenger, explaining that the team is eager for the challenge ahead. Javier Mendez made it clear that if Garry is the opponent Islam wants, they are fully prepared to train, strategize, and accept